Would you like to see football wherever you are in the world?
With NordVPN, you can get premium protection online and set your location so you never miss a minute of the content you usually enjoy.
Go to nordvpn.com/TSUW to get 72% off a 2-year plan plus 3 additional months absolutely free. Hello and welcome to the award-winning Chef United Way. And in today's video, we're going to be obviously doing the preview for the Stoke City game. We are really excited. Me and Hal are absolutely buzzing. I'll bring him in a second. But this game, Stoke City at Bramall Lane at 3 p.m. Just before we get into it, what I will say is that you can watch this if you are not at Bramall Lane using NordVPN. It was just on just before I came in. It will be in the description too. All you have to do is spoof where you are coming from in the world and sign up to iFollow. I think that's all you need to do. I'm going to bring in Hal now. Hal's probably going to be annoyed for me for saying that. But anyway, we move, Hal. What happened last night? What happened? Tell the people.
Last night, Nick, we went to the Football Content Awards 2021. It's the first time that Sheffield United Way has ever been nominated. It is a judging panel that review YouTube content and fans that vote. And I'm delighted that we managed to scoop not one, but 2 gongs. We got best podcast in the Football League. And what's your one?
My one is best club content creator for the Football League. And you know what I thought we were going to do, Hal? I thought we were going to be like kind of like a World Cup where we're going to go. Ooh, hey.
What we've decided is because we won 2 awards, we're going to have joint custody. And Nick will get this sort of every third Saturday, and then I'll get that one. And
you're not having this, mate.
Okay, fine. You're not having this one either. Podcast.
To be honest, we thought we had a good chance of winning this. We never thought we were actually going to win anything. We had a good chance of winning the club one, but the podcast one was a complete surprise, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah, I think we spoke to some of the judges and they said it was the caliber of guests and the professionalism around the interviews. So that's really great to hear. If you haven't yet discovered our audio podcast, search Chef United Way wherever you get your podcasts.
Yeah, and the thing is, mate, like, did any of them, the other ones, have the owner of the club on the channel? Like, that's big. That's too big to turn down, really.
To be honest, I thought that when we won, that might have been what sort of tipped
clincher.
It. Yeah, it might have been.
Abso-flipping-lutely. So, shall we get straight into it?
Absolutely.
Last match. Here. Oh, actually, before we get into it, Hal, show us that mug. Show us that mug. I nearly forgot. Hey! Bring it closer to the screen. The red is definitely better than that.
It's redder in real life, isn't it?
It's definitely redder. It's more like this red. So if you want one of those, we'll put a link in the description. And yeah, you can go and cop yourself one of those. We've already sent out the first lot. So yeah, be part of the second lot. So let's crack on into the preview, mate, shall we? Right, we'll say goodbye to you for just a second, mate. And yeah, we're going to talk about the Bournemouth away game. We lost 2-1. I don't think we really deserved to lose that game. I don't think Bournemouth were really all that. I thought Bournemouth were going to not smash us, but I thought they were going to beat us comfortably. And they really didn't, did they? The top of the league by 3 points. So, yeah, I think Bournemouth are in a slight false position, if that's how they're going to play every week. But, yeah, it was a wet day. Neither team particularly played well, but I thought we deserved a point. It was just our poor defending as usual. But Billy Sharp got himself an assist, as always, at the moment. And Morgan Gibbs-White got on the score sheet, as always, at the moment. So hopefully they're ready and raring to go after the international break. Hal, I'll let you take it away, mate.
Last time out that we played Stoke City, who, of course, we face in this 3 p.m. encounter that we're previewing now at beautiful downtown Bramall Lane. We're going to go back to the 23rd of October, 2018, a 1-1 draw at Bramall Lane, a frustrating one. Nick, I'm sure you remember this one as well as I do, because it was Joe Allen's late free kick that gave Stoke a point. Leon Clark had put United 1-0 up. He converted after Oliver Norwood's free kick came back off the post. He put the Blades in front just after the break, but we couldn't get a second and had to end up with a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, I remember coming away from that game feeling really deflated because it was one of them that you thought Dean Henderson possibly could have saved. Let's be honest, Dean Henderson gave us a lot more better moments than he did worse moments. So we'll let him off for that one. But it certainly was a bit of a gutting result. Anyway, so let's get into the team news, shall we? The Sheffield United team news. And before we get into the preferred lineup, or my preferred lineup, shall we say, I'll quickly run through the injuries that we've got at the moment because we seem to be picking up injuries left, right and centre. Baldock obviously came off in the last game and Basham played right back for, all of that second half, I believe it was. I think it was in the first half. He's come off a few times this season, so struggling to remember exactly when it was because the Luton game that me and Hal went to, he came off then. So I don't know what it is. Baldock keeps getting these niggly little injuries, but then he's back in. But I think that really just shows what sort of player that George Baldock is. He's always willing to play if he can possibly play. So in this game, I think if George Baldock, there's a hint of him playing, he will be playing. And then the 4 players that I've got that's out is Sanderberger. Even though that Slav said that Sander would be back after the international break, he's still not back, which is a bit of a worry. Reece Thornton-Davies, Ollie Burke and Luke Freeman are all out for this game, which I think only Reece Thornton-Davies we expect to possibly see feature out of those in the starting lineup. So let's crack on, and I will show you my preferred lineup. Here we go. So obviously Robin Olsen in the goal, picked himself up 2 clean sheets and an assist on international duty for Sweden. I've gone for Bogle at right back because of the whole Baldock situation. We're not sure if he's going to play, and really I don't want us to force Baldock to play if he's not fit. Bogle, we've not seen too much of this season. He did come on against Luton, that game that we went to, as I said earlier, and he didn't really impress me too much, but we weren't playing well back then. So hopefully Bogle is going to shine in this game if he does play. Then we've got Egan and Ben Davies at central centre-backs, as always. And then we've got Ender Stevens at left-back for me. Obviously, with Reece Thornton-Davies not playing, Stevens will have to play that. I think a lot of people wanted to see Norrington-Davies back in the side, but for me, Stevens starts all day long. I've gone for Guardiola and Fleck in the midfield because I really do think that we need some steel in that midfield. We do get bullied quite a lot, and I think that's a bit of a lazy thing to say from some people without actually having too much evidence to back it up. But from the naked eye, you can see that we do tend to kind of lose those aerial battles and not really get stuck in. Fleck loves the lazy challenge every now and then, but yeah, I would like to see some grit and determination in that midfield, and that's what Guardiola can offer us, I do think. Osborne on the left-hand side, as always, he's been great this season. I said something to Hal at the awards that I won't repeat right now because I will get lynched. I think Hal probably remembers what I said, do you?
Yep.
Yeah, right. We'll move on from that. And then Iliman Ndiaye in the middle. Obviously, he didn't pick up an injury against Middlesbrough or against Bournemouth, which is great because that's what he was doing. Not necessarily injury, but he kept coming off because of his cramp. So it's good that we're not seeing that, but he's not playing a full game. So to me, 60 or 70 minutes of Iliman Ndiaye is better than a lot of players that are on the bench. So I do want to see him in there. Morgan Gibbs-White obviously gets in every day of the week. And then I think Sharpie, it could be Ollie McBurney in this game for me, or maybe even Didsey. We don't know. But yeah, Sharpie's not exactly done anything wrong. He's missed a couple of one-on-ones recently, but obviously he created the goal for Morgan Gibbs-White. So that's what you want to see. You want to see him getting in there, and you want to see him creating goals and scoring goals, don't you, Hal?
Yeah. Billy Sharp scores goals, except when he doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. Except when he creates them.
Maybe that's for other people.
Change it to.
Well, he's been involved in 7 this season. He's been fantastic. Billy Sharp creates / sometimes scores goals. It rolls off the tongue.
It is so catchy. It is. So,
the referee for this one. Are you ready?
Go on.
Keith Stroud.
Not Keith Stroud.
It actually is Keith Stroud.
The ball kisser.
The ball kisser. If you get that reference, I hope you know what he's talking about there. He last took charge this season in our away match at Swansea, and I don't think he likes us.
No. And to be perfectly honest, I don't like him. It's a ball kiss. That sounds.
Don't keep saying it. Don't keep saying it. Especially as we've recently been dropped by Manscaped.
Oh, you didn't need to tell people.
Hey, look, they picked the wrong time. All right, they picked the wrong time. Award winners, so they'll come crawling back. You watch this space.
Yeah, maybe not if they've watched this, but I doubt they're watching this right now.
I won't be watching this. Let's have a look at the opposition 11. Stoke have had more players away on international duty than us. Tick. But Stoke are fourth in the form table, and I don't like hearing that. They beat West Bromwich Albion 1-0 at home last time out. They're also fourth in the Championship. They have scored 5 set-piece goals in 11 games. That's joint second highest, and they are in the top 5 for set-piece XG, which is expected goals. Whether you put any stock in XG or not, it's a worrying stat. They've actually only scored 1 more goal than the Blades, so 15 in 11, which is something I'm trying to kind of grip a hold of because we probably should have scored more goals. They aren't actually as strong at defending set pieces. They have allowed the 6th most set piece shots and the 4th highest set piece XG against. I'm going to have to say it again as well, so here we go. Defensively, aside from set pieces, they are incredibly solid. They don't allow shots against, and they've only conceded 11 from open play, as I say, and they do sit 4th in the Championship. So they are a strong side. They are a team that if you were looking on paper and you just looked at the two sides in the league, you'd say Stoke would probably be favourites. Romain Sawyers and Sam Clucas are back. Jordan Thompson has started the last 2 games, stepping up at Preston in the absence of Joe Allen, then keeping his place against Albion. Sam Surridge and Stephen Fletcher, are keeping pressure on Jacob Brown for the striker's shirt. They play a 3-5-2. I'm going with Davis in goal, Wilmot, Suter, the Australian who was born in Scotland, Chester, Smith. Then I think Allen will be involved alongside Thompson. Timon, Powell, Nick Powell, very dangerous player. And the real danger man, I'm in danger, is Vrancic with Surridge up front. That was an impression of Ralph Wiggum. Yeah, you got it. Good,
I got it straight away. Mate. Got that. And he is a danger man. He's a fantastic player. I've got a lot of friends that are Norwich fans as well. And Vrancic is a danger man, and they absolutely loved him there. So shall we go into score prediction, Hal?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go with the one that we got last time against them back in 2018. I think this game has got goals in it. They score, we score. The way that with United, you just never know. Sometimes it feels like if we score first, it's great. But if we don't, it doesn't really change anything because we seem to be having all the ball and looking for getting a goal, but we have that soft underbelly where we can concede. So it doesn't seem to change the way we play if we concede, which is why I think we'll probably go a goal down and end up drawing 1 apiece.
Do you know what? I agree with that, but I think that if we go a goal down, I don't see us coming back in this game because I think they're very, very strong and 4th in the league. You wouldn't have expected it at the start of the season, would you? Or even before the season. So, yeah, it's going to be a really tough game. I put 2 on Blades before I'd even thought about it, to be honest. I was like, let's be positive. But now I've actually thought about it and realised that Stoke are actually a pretty good side. Do you know what? I was going to go 1-1. I'm not going to do the same as you. I'm going to go 2-2, mate. 2-2. Same outcome, but different amount of goals scored. You know that we can score goals, and you know that we can concede them. So let's go with that. Both going for a draw.
It's the Jokanovic way. Not ideally ending with a draw, but certainly the always looking like conceding, but also looking like scoring. That's what he's had previously with Watford and Fulham. Let's look at player connections, which is players that have played for both. Who are you going with, Nick?
First of all, I'm going to go with the man, the myth, the legend, Steve Simonsen. I don't really remember him too much at the Lane. Do you, Hal?
I think I probably saw every game he played.
I'm only joking. Steve Simonsen, for me, he was an okay shot stopper. Actually, quite a good shot stopper.
He was a good shot stopper. I think that's fair, yeah.
Coming out for crosses, he was horrific. He just seemed to drop everything. And the thing was, what I loved about Steve Simonsen, or what I hated about Steve Simonsen, was however many times he dropped the ball, he still came out for that ball. Every single time. He did not care if he dropped 4 in that game already. He came out. But to be perfectly honest, 89 games for the Blades. He obviously suffered, I believe he suffered a relegation. I think it was him in the net at that point. But yeah, he didn't have a good time at the Blades, and it all ended really, really sour for him when he got let go after that, well, putting that ball into orbit from the penalty spot at Wembley. I don't think anyone's ever going to forget that. And I thought that was going to be not far off the end of his career, to be honest. But no, he did well to come back. He made 10 appearances for Preston after that, and then he went to Scotland, played for Rangers, so didn't do too badly. And 166 games for Stoke. Says it all really, because there's a lot of goalkeepers out there that don't play a lot of games because they're number twos for a long time. At 166 games, not too shabby. I'm
going to bring up Tonge, Michael Tong, and this Michael William Eric Tong, Manchester-born. And
William Eric, love that.
It's a great name, isn't it? He favoured the red and white. He came through the youth system after being released by Manchester United, played in the league 262 games for the Blades, scoring 21 goals, all of them amazing. Did also miss an absolute sitter against Arsenal at home in the Cup, I seem to recall. He had a sitter miss in him, but he also had a worldie in him as well, postage stamp stuff against the Pigs. Then went to Stoke in an ill-fated move where he only played 12 games and a lot of loan spells after that. Preston, Derby, Preston again, Barnsley, Leeds when Warnock was getting the band back together, Millwall, Stevenage and Port Vale. In total, 478 career appearances with 34 goals. And there was talk at times that he could have been good enough to play for England, but only represented the national team at under 20 and under 21 level. He will always be remembered best by me as playing on the left-hand side, that kind of marauding position that he took up in the triple assault season and probably the season afterwards as well.
Yeah, and it wasn't quick, but on that left-hand side, he felt a lot quicker than he was in the middle. His feet were just so quick, in and out, and then boom, either a cross or a goal.
And
what
he wasn't
player in that season.
Left-footed, was he? I think he was right-footed.
No, he weren't left-footed. No, but he was just great on that left-hand side, coming in his right or going in his left. His left was nearly as good as his right at times. He obviously scored 2 goals against Liverpool as well, 1 right, 1 left. So, what a player he was for that season.
That was the time when he was linked with Liverpool as well. He didn't actually play particularly well in that game, the home game against Liverpool, but he got those 2 goals, and that was something that Tungy could do on his day.
Yeah, the one with his right foot as well, when he went to shoot, dummied the player, he slid past him, and then, what a player he could have been. Next up, I'm going to go with Mr. James Beattie. Me and Hal were singing this as we were leaving the award ceremony last night because they played Hey Jude, and we were like, looked at each other, and we're like, yes, James Beattie. What a player this guy was. I absolutely love Beattie. He's still one of my favourite Blades of all time, even though he went over to the dark side and he was Gary Monk's one of his coaches. But we don't care about that because he didn't last too long. And he'll always be remembered for banging in lots and lots of goals for the Blades the first time between 2007 and 2009. I think we bought him for $4 million. I think we sold him for $4 million. Didn't really get a lot for him in transfer fees. But what we did get from him was a lot of goals, and we could have easily gone up that season if we didn't press the panic button and sell him. 62 games was the first time, 34 goals. The second time, probably best not to talk about that because he wasn't great. He got sent off in his last game, and I remember him missing an absolute sitter. I think it was MK Dons away. He was right in front of goal and managed to not score it. And I think that was the game after the whole Ched Evans thing had come out, and we needed that. Yeah. We needed a goal. We needed anything from that game, and I think that started the poor performances, really.
I were at that one. I was at Charlton away as well. I think he got sent off in that game. Hard to remember these things. They're just bleh into my mind. But I am going to give you a much more recent one. In fact, a current Blade, Rhys Norrington Davis, who was born in Saudi Arabia, so obviously represents Wales. He came through the Swansea youth system, but of course played first-team football for the Blades, 7 league games, also had loan spells at Barrow, Rochdale, Luton, and, the reason he's featuring in this, Stoke, 20 appearances for Stoke, 1 goal. Yet to score for the Blades, but he was capped for his Welsh national side before he'd even made a first-team appearance for United. I don't think there's any other player that has ever been capped by his nation before making a first-team appearance for his senior club. Just Madness to think. It certainly wouldn't have happened many years ago. But 6 caps, I think it is now for Wales, and hopefully many more to come. I want him to get back to the kind of form that he certainly showed when he was at Luton and in patches at Stoke. We need to see that.
Yeah, Wales are a weird bit of a nationality, aren't they? Because they've got Reece Davis, who barely played any football. Ethan Ampadu, they seem to love to play him, even though before signing for us, he barely played any games for anyone. Obviously, I didn't have the best time at Bramall Lane. And normally, when you don't have a great season, you're not in and around the national team. And for some reason, they love him. They love certain players, don't they, Wales?
Yeah, Joe Morrell, I think, is another one who plays quite regularly for the Welsh national team. But he's got 23 caps for Wales, but he's only played like 8 times for Portsmouth, didn't feature for Luton. So, yeah, another good example.
Yeah, bit of a weird one. Anyway, I think we should leave it there. Hal, what do you think?
Well, I have one thing I'd like to close on, if I may, Nick, which is that we would like to extend our heartfelt wishes to David Brooks and his family. The former United midfielder has been diagnosed with stage 2 Hodgkin lymphoma. David Brooks has thanked medical staff at the Football Association of Wales for detecting this at a very early stage, with the Bournemouth midfielder hopeful he can make a full recovery after he begins his treatment next week. We wish him well. We are all behind you, Brooksy. I don't just speak for the Sheffield United way, I speak for absolutely everyone in the football community. Be great, though, to hear, Blades, his name sung at the Lane against Stoke. That really would be something that I think would make a lot of us hairs stand up, probably get quite emotional, because I think all of us know someone and, of course, have been involved in and been touched by cancer, which is absolutely awful. So we wish him nothing but the very best. And I'd also like to say just a thank you again to you, Nick. It's been a momentous year. With the culmination of the award, and to the wonderful Bobby in the background, who doesn't get enough praise, but Bobby is just an absolute trooper. All the graphics you see, Bobby makes, and he's been wonderful. And the awards that we picked up are as much his as they are ours.
Brilliant. Thanks for that, Hal. And thanks, Bobby. Thanks, everyone, for voting for us as well, because we had an absolutely fantastic night. Thanks a lot, guys, and we will see you tomorrow.